And the best time to get people money from private equity or get them to make a decision is when they're coming up to that 7th year mark. And sometimes it's 6.5, sometimes it's 8.5, but it's roughly 7. So they had made an investment in this company, let's say in the first, second year, and didn't work out. Remember, the private equity model, a third go bankrupt, roughly a third break even, and a third make money. And within the third that make money, they're looking for a Facebook or something like that. And there's only a very small number of that fall into that: Facebook, Google, etc., Uber, whatever.
Do you think your 9-to-5 is secure? What if I told you it's the biggest hidden liability on your personal balance sheet? The paycheck is just one side of the ledger. Let's expose the true cost. Dan Peña demands you face reality. Let's break down the illusions holding you back. Conventional wisdom says a job is security, a steady paycheck to rely on. I teach that real security comes from multiple income streams, not one employer. A job gives you money but steals your freedom and blocks asset building. Robert Kiyosaki shows this trade-off limits your potential. Let's rethink what stable really means. Ready to uncover the truth about your 9-to-5? Smash that like button and subscribe to Nova Society Finance. Let's take control together.
You have to make every single detail perfect, and you have to limit the number of details. That's it. Every detail perfect, limit the number of details. If you can do that well, no matter where you are in the org structure, no matter where you are in the company or organization, you're going to succeed because you're paying attention to the smallest things. And if you pay attention to the smallest things while knowing what's important, then everything else takes care of itself.
A job gives earned income, trading time for money. My rich dad taught that the biggest liability isn't a mortgage, but the job paying for it. It eats your time and energy, stopping you from building your asset column. Robert Kiyosaki calls this the hamster wheel, keeping you busy but not wealthy. Break free by shifting focus to passive income. This is about waking up to your reality. You're trading your non-renewable asset, time, for a fixed paycheck. Are you paid for your potential or just your labor? Luke Belmar calls for radical self-assessment. Evaluate your worth and dare to escape the comfort zone. Stop being a cog in someone else's machine. Design your own path. Your job buys your time, often undervaluing your potential. Every hour at work is an hour not building assets. Calculate your true hourly wage. Include commute, breaks, and stress. Then imagine reclaiming that time for your own ventures.
All I'm doing is sparking the awareness in others to go, why not? Why can't I create? Why can't I start? Why can't I be a business? Why can't I be a CEO? Why can't I be a tech guru? Why can't I fucking create cooking product? Your life is a book. You got a bunch of chapters in your book, but when they close that book, how good was the book? How good was your book? What was the ending to your book? If the ending to my book can be so amazing because of all that was done, not the money, all that was accomplished. The communities were then given this, made education this, changed the way the schooling was, blah, 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 gave books, gave computers, gave all of the things that can be associated with you and your existence become a part of the chapters in your book.
Jobs lock you into specialization, stunting diverse skills for entrepreneurship. The opportunity cost is the wealth you miss elsewhere. Identify skills your job ignores. Coding, marketing, and research their income potential if pursued. Rising income fuels higher expenses, mortgages, car loans, tying you to one income. Conduct a lifestyle audit to spot costs tied to your employee image. Create a freedom budget to optimize for independence. Stress, lack of control, and office politics drain your health and creativity, resources vital for wealth building. Journal your energy post-work. Note how much is left for your own goals. Want to break free from these costs? Hit subscribe and join Nova Society Finance for more revelations. Escape these liabilities by diversifying income, start a side hustle, invest in assets, or learn a skill. Jeff Bezos built Amazon by diversifying beyond books. Apply this to your life. Track your progress weekly to see how each step reduces job reliance.
And so you got to choose something that's incredibly hard to do. And that thing that's hard to do discourages a whole bunch of other, all by itself, because the person who's willing to suffer the longest wins. And so we choose things that are incredibly hard to do. And you've heard me say pain and suffering a lot. And it's actually a positive attribute. People who can suffer are ultimately the ones that are the most successful. Number one. Number two, you should choose something that somehow you're destined to do. Either a set of qualities about your personality or your expertise or the people you're surrounded by, your scale, whatever your perspective, whatever you're somehow destined to do. And then number three, you better love working on that thing so much, because unless so, the pain and suffering is too great.
Assess your job's return on investment. Compare your salary to time lost, skills gained, and stress endured. If the net gain is negative, it's a liability. Ramit Sethi advocates calculating this to prioritize freedom over stability. Use this insight to plan your exit. But my job is safe. Layoffs, recessions, and automation prove jobs aren't secure. Look at 2008 or recent tech cuts. I need the benefits. Build your own. Open a health savings account. Invest for retirement. David Goggins says, face fear with action. Start small today. Ready to rethink your 9-to-5? Drop your thoughts in the comments and check out our Money Magnet Premium Eco Hoodie to fuel your freedom. This guide opens your eyes. Your 9-to-5 hides costs in time, skills, lifestyle, and energy. Diversify income, evaluate your job's ROI, and conquer fears to reclaim your wealth. Hal Elrod says, mornings are for action. Start now. Create your freedom budget today. Peter Thiel says, bold moves win. Break the cycle. Luke Belmar urges you to rethink your path. Take the first step with us.
You learn things painfully. When you learn something painfully, a part of you has to die. That's the pain. You know, when a dream is shattered, for example, a huge part of you that constituted that dream, maybe even the biological substrate of that dream, has to be stripped away and burned. Life is a constant process of death and rebirth. And to participate in that fully is to allow yourself to be redeemed by it. And so the good is that process of death and rebirth, voluntarily undertaken. It's like you're not as good as you could be, so you let that part of you die. And if someone comes along and says, you know, there's some dead wood here, man, it needs to be burned off, you think, oh, that stuff's still a bit alive. When that burns, it's gonna hurt. It's like, yeah, well, no kidding. But maybe the thing that emerges in its place is something better. And I think this is the secret of human beings. This is what we're like.
Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up and like this video. It helps push this content to more people who need to see it. Please subscribe to Nova Society Finance. Always remember to master your money. Don't let your money master you. Want to dive deeper into 9-to-5 costs, budgeting, and wealth building? Click on one of the following videos to continue your journey.